Welcome to Mike Dub 27 Day Trader, and hopefully everybody had a good day trading. So today we got a lot of movement. As we all know, Lucid Group, it finally made a jump after all this time, and now it's starting to test at around 227, 226, and it's staying right there. So if all goes fair and there's no bad news coming up within the next news, it seems like Lucid Group's bottom seems to be around that 225, that 225 mark. That seems to be where the low is. But we'll see that tomorrow. We'll go ahead and see where it tests at. Everything else here looks pretty much the same. The price ratio is negative 1.89. So let's see what news is going on right there. Says here under the Motley Fool, think it's too late to buy Lucid Group? Here's the biggest reason why there's still time. And it talks about the electric vehicle maker Lucid Group is forecast to see a massive boost in sales. Analysts believe revenue will grow by more than 70% this year. So that lets you know right here that, if you're willing to go long, you can make some money. Or if you just want to still day trade it, just catch it when it's at that low 220 or mid 220. And you can't say it's going to like go back up to 238 all the time, but definitely between 225 and 235, I'll probably be that sweet spot, maybe 230, probably 225 to 230, make like a little 5 cent profit. And then that just comes down to how much money you put in right there. Um, let's see if we have any. The rating's still the same, mostly on holds right here. As far as informative buys and sells, let's let's look and see what the insiders are doing. Once again, still those informative buys, informative buys, informative buys. Let's look at the hedge funds, see what the hedge funds are doing. Nothing's really going on right here for Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, but everybody else open position, open position, open position, buy. So we can see right there that there's some money going on. Looks like Lucid is starting to finally gather up that momentum. So hopefully everybody's able to take advantage of that. Now, as far as other stocks are concerned, another one, of course, to still look at is Poster Automotive. See what they did today. As usual, that 108, 109 mark right there. You see it bottomed at 109. And then towards the end of the day, topped at 111. So you're talking about 109, 1010, 111. Let's see, did it hit 112? No, that's really just a 2 cent move right there. You really would have had to get in the pre-market right here. But even that, with that, you're talking about 110 to 114, which is like a 13, 14 cent move, 3 to 4 cent move. So it really wasn't that much going on, but still, depending on how much money you put in, you could have still made some money. Let's see what happens if we only go by like let's just say a 5 cent move. All right, let's look at it from a 5 cent move, a 4 cent move. Let's be realistic, 4 cent move standpoint. So 4 cent move, Poster Automotive. Let's pull out the calculator. So let's say you put 1,000 in, divided by 1 point, let's just say '08, and then multiply that by a 4 cent move. So you're still talking about extra $37 that day that you didn't have before. So, depending on what you put in there, you can still make money off of it. But that's Poster Automotive. Now, what I traded today was Current Group. Let's take a look at this. Now I called Current Group yesterday, but I was looking at it and I was like, man, this isn't like some one of those Chinese stocks or some biopharmaceutical company that could just disappear and drop out of nowhere. It's actually a fintech banking platform. So it's a banking platform. It's based in Singapore. So yeah, kind of Chinese. But the fact of the matter is, I was looking at it, and it seems like gradual movement. Not too many dips. If anything, just a constant gradual uptick, which is always a good thing. All right. So I was looking at it, and just from looking at everything that was going on in the past week, I wanted to catch it at its low. So at 7, I was looking at it. It was around 207. I said, I'm going to wait until this thing hits at least somewhere in the ones. So I waited. It hit 190. It stayed at 190 till 130, 135. So I got in at 190. Now, of course, it went up a little bit, 193, then it dropped to 188. But like I said, this is one of those stocks that isn't too volatile. It kind of stays within its range. So I knew it was going to go up eventually. It's just a matter of when. So I can kind of just sit it and forget it. I went ahead and set my automatic buy at like 208, 210, something like that. And around 9, let me see, around 10 o'clock, it hit around 209. And it kind of just stayed around that area. Then it went back up to 207. And at 207, I went ahead and sold. Now, and of course, if I had waited, it would have hit 210 eventually. At 130, I'd probably just wait next time because it seems like it loves that 210 mark. But still, this is really a wash, rinse, and repeat type of stock. Tomorrow I expect it to do the same thing as at 205. Tomorrow I'm going to see how far it drops. As soon as I start seeing a little bit of stagnicity, I'll probably get in, you know, somewhere in that 190 area. And even with that, because of this thing keeps gradually rising, this may move to the point 190 is like 195 or something like that. And then 210 is 215 or something like that as well. But either way, I'm gonna be looking for that low 190 mark to get in tomorrow, and then once it hits around 210, I'm gonna go ahead and do it all over again. Of course, this isn't financial advice, but this is just something that I saw work for me today. Sometimes it's nice to find something that doesn't have too much risk, and it just does what you're looking for it to do. Or on the other hand, I could go to pharma, hit price to like the lowest, get into something like New Cane once it gets low again, and see if it goes back up to 11 cents. We'll see how we feeling tomorrow. We're feeling froggy. But we'll see. Either way, still trying to get to that 50K. All right, but other than that, everything looks fine. So once again, this is Mike Dub 27 Day Trader. Don't forget to like, don't forget to follow, and I'm out. Deuces.